Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. As always, I'm so excited to be checking in with you all this evening. We're doing things a little different, just a little different, right? We said, hey, let's try something different. So if you all can tell, I might look the screen might look a little different, right? The CWall team, we are trying a new platform. So we're trying a new platform. We're going to see how this works. Okay. Because when is there a dull moment, right? So yes, we have to follow along with the DC sports anthem, and that there's absolutely never a dull moment. So we're trying a new platform this evening. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it works. We want to have even more engagement with our viewers and interactivity. So we shall see what happens. So I think that folks are checking in. Are you checked in? Okay, because we're about to see me do a whole full improv. Okay, so I already see that CWall team member Joy has checked in. I absolutely see Cameron Mingo is checked in. I see CEO, founder of Team Bullard, Lawrence Bullard has checked in. Tina Moore, Tina, I haven't seen you in so long. It has been such a long time. So everybody, make sure you are checking in. Make sure you are hitting the like and the love button so that we know that you're here. Of course, I had to say that first, but let's be very clear about something. I want everybody to say hi to my mama. Is everybody checking in and saying, hey, Mama Waller, hey, how you doing? She is here, she is on, and she is ready to go. So listen, you all, let's get right into it. I feel like there's a lot of things to discuss. One of the things I want to make sure you all know is, hey, if you have some input, just rock star status comment, your comment just might be featured on this show. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. So make sure you are locked in for the whole 30 minutes, and also make sure you are sharing this show with your DC sports loving family and friends, because as I've already said, when is there a dull moment in DC sports? That would be never. So listen, let's jump right in. Actually, there is a dull moment going on right now. There's a dull moment within the WNBA, kind of not dull, but they're on a break right now for the Olympics. So there's no Mystics update this week. The Mystics will be back in action August the 15th. So we're going to go a couple of weeks with no Mystics update. As you all know, they're on a break due to the Olympics. So we just want to wish everyone a safe trip, safe travels, best of luck, and just stay healthy. We want everybody to stay healthy, and all of the Olympians, all of the staff, everybody to stay healthy and enjoy themselves and have a good time. I actually have a CAPS update. Y'all still with me? I have a CAPS update. I know it's been a while since I had a CAPS update. So I absolutely have a CAPS update. So if you all know, the National Hockey League had an expansion draft. So the Seattle Kraken, that is a new team coming out of Seattle. They actually had the expansion draft. And one of the Washington Capitals players, goaltender Vitek Vanacek, was picked by the Seattle team in the expansion draft. If you all recall, Vitek was Ilya's backup. A lot of high hopes for Vitek, but now he plays for the Seattle Kraken. So we want to wish him all of the best. Of course, as always, he absolutely took to Instagram to share his well wishes and his thanks to the Washington Capitals. As you see here, it says, "Thank you, Capitals, for everything what you have done for me in the last 6 years. Thank you to amazing fans. It was a pleasure. All the good memories. I guess we're going to absolutely miss him, right? Like, it's always tough to see players leave. So, wish him nothing but the best. Now, with that being said, though, the expansion draft is over. So what now happens is that the National Hockey League is not frozen anymore. The rosters were frozen to accommodate this draft. So what happens now is perhaps the Caps can re-sign Alexander Ovechkin. Can that happen? Can that happen for us, please? Because listen, everybody is antsy and on there, it just cannot wait for this signing to happen. If it doesn't happen, I know quite a few people who will be upset. I'm quite a few people. But listen, here's what was funny. You may have already seen it. It went viral. This photo went viral earlier today, right after the expansion draft or the roster, the NHL roster freeze was over. Alex Ovechkin's wife posts this picture of Ovi on her Instagram. Of course, everyone's going crazy. Like, ooh, who is Ovi talking to? Is he talking to the Caps? Is he getting his deal finally figured out? Who knows? We don't know. She was probably just posting a picture of her husband. You can see that she tagged Nike, but I figured, why not let us all join in on the fun and wonder who Ovi was talking to also. So I don't know who he was talking to, but at any rate, maybe it was the Caps. We haven't heard anything. So who knows? Who knows? I see some other viewers have checked in, so we want to make sure we shout out Damon. We want to make sure we shout out Kayla, Sabrina, Sherrod, the originator, CWall lead sports writer, has checked in as well. You all, let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep it going. Next up, Nats. Next up are the Washington Nationals. So listen, have a question going right here. Should the Nats buy or sell before the trade deadline? I'm going to leave that question up there because I really want to know what you all are thinking. I don't really know what to say. So General Manager Mike Rizzo, of course, met with reporters at Nats Park the other day. And I want to read a just quite a bit that he shared in regard to the trade deadline, which is July the 31st. So we're a week out, little less than a week now from the MLB trade deadline. So here is what General Manager Rizzo shared Tuesday afternoon with reporters. In the past, we've usually been a buy first team because we're always in the midst of trying to win championships. I think we still feel that way as of right now. Today, we'll attack the trade deadline as we always do. We'll be aggressive in whatever we do. This year, it'll be a little different because of where we're at in the standings. I think we'll kind of go by a dual path, try and maximize our place in the standings, wherever that is, whenever we make that decision. Let me just be honest with y'all. Can I just be honest about something? I feel as though General Manager Rizzo, I called him Rizzo was talking in riddles. Now listen, I'm normally pretty good at picking up on clues, but he said a whole lot of everything at that moment, and I have no idea what that was about. I have absolutely no idea. So listen, Nats fans, who knows? Quite frankly, who knows what could happen? Who knows what's going to happen? I have not a clue. And I wish I had more intel, but the Nats are what? in 4th place in the division. I believe they're 45-50. Do they even need to make a move? DC sports fans, Nats fans, let me know what you're thinking, because I'm like, well, do they need to do something? I guess if they want to make a push, they absolutely have to. They definitely have a few players still on injured reserve. So I don't know. I was trying to read through and trying to decipher what General Manager Rizzo was saying, but I couldn't figure it out. You all, seriously. I was like, okay. I'm normally very good at reading in between the lines, but he got me on that one. Absolutely got me on that one. So, more to come, more to be seen. This is within the week. We shall see if the Washington Nationals make a move before the trade deadline. Speaking of Washington Nationals, don't you all know this guy? Steven Strasburg, do you know him? Listen, so there is a Strauss update. Strauss seems to be progressing. He seems to be feeling better, doing better. He's been back in the bullpen. He's been back practicing. So more to come there. Hopefully he is just feeling much better. We're still waiting to hear what's really going on. I think the team absolutely needs him back healthy in a consistent basis. So again, that's another topic that we need to be tracking and watching, especially if the Nats want to make a push, a strong push for playoff contention. And especially with everything that's going on with, are they going to buy or sell prior to the trade deadline? So more to come as always. Wizards fans. Listen, what a week. Is it me, or did a lot happen with the Wizards? Now, in the last 2 weeks, we've absolutely been talking about Wizards head coach. I had shared with you all for the 2 shows prior that everything that I was hearing coming out of Monumental and from the Wizards was that Wes Unseld Jr. will be the next coach of the Washington Wizards. And absolutely, what do you know? He is. Wes Unseld Jr., welcome home. I have to post this. I have to share this because we had not given Wes Unseld Jr. a proper homecoming welcome back to DC, right? We had not done that on the show. So we definitely want to share our well wishes and welcome to him. While I share with you all some of my thoughts on this signing and just some observations and immediate reactions from the press conference on Monday when Coach Unseld was officially announced. I don't know. I've seen mixed reviews from folks about this signing. Now, of course, it's nostalgic. And some folks have felt like because it's so nostalgic, it's not a strategic move. It's more of a feel-good move. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I liked everything that I heard from the press conference. And while I'm noting exactly what I enjoyed and liked about it, please definitely comment. Let us know what you liked about the Wes Unseld Jr. Signing. Here's some of the things that stuck out to me in what he shared. Of course, it was a lot of talk around his concentration on the defensive side of the ball. Everybody knows, and Coach Unseld was not quiet about the fact that the defensive side of the ball has been an issue in Washington. And we all know, and he reminded us again, that that's an area where he's been charged with for the past 5 seasons. So that is something that he is able to have an eye for. Ted Leonsis mentioned this too in the press conference, that was something that when they were sitting down with Coach Unseld, that he noted and walked through defensive schemes and exactly where players were out of position, what they could have done better. And they were so impressed with that. I like that. I like that approach. Here's something else that I really paid attention to when he was asked about conversations with the players. Coach Unseld shared that he had already spoken with Beal and Westbrook. I thought it was very interesting. Couple things that he shared, that it felt like he was talking to the same person. That was pretty. I was like, oh, okay. And he also said that the message was clear, that they want to be coached, that they're looking for accountability. They're excited for this new opportunity. So I thought those were some interesting comments that he made. And I just said, let's see how this works out. Of course, everybody, this is going to be nostalgic. Absolutely, it's going to be nostalgic. But when you hear the praise that Coach Unseld has received from former and current players, I think that's something to be said for that. It's something to be said to know that NBA MVP this year, Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets, begged Coach Unseld not to leave Denver. He wanted Coach Unseld to stay right where he was. And so I think that's big. I think that's absolutely huge. Cameron, I see your comment that your favorite was when he, said he was ready to work with Denny. Yes, absolutely. I think Coach Unseld is ready to go. And I think it's just a matter of time. I do wholeheartedly believe that better days are ahead, Wizards fans. I absolutely believe that. So again, as always, more to come. But now we know who the coach is. We absolutely know that. Another update. Has anybody heard? Please check in. Has anybody heard these rumors about the Lakers wanting to trade for Russell Westbrook? Has anybody heard this? Okay, so when you hear rumors, you just say, okay, yeah, because that's just a part of life. You're gonna hear rumors, right? That's just part of life. But it was very interesting, and this is exactly what has been said in rumor mill. But according to sources, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, you gotta love how they're like LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's funny to me. LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers have been on the hunt for a veteran point guard. Chris Paul is on the list, but there have also been talks about Washington Wizards star Russell Westbrook being a potential candidate to move back home to LA in a sign and trade deal that could include free agent point guard Dennis Schroeder, forward Kyle Kuzma, and guard Talen Horton-Tucker. I absolutely want to hear your feedback on that. And I already see Tyrone, you've checked in. John Adams has checked in. Please let me know what you all are thinking about this rumor. I thought it was rather interesting. I was like, oh, excuse me. But as far as I'm concerned, okay, I just don't, I'm not an advocate for the players that the Wizards would get. I said, I'm not too thrilled about that. See, here's the thing. Here's always the thing. Some people may look at it as, okay, this is one player and we get 3 players in return. But if the 3 players, the team doesn't even want them, then what are we talking about? We're not talking about anything. We're not talking about absolutely anything here. So again, let's keep watching this. Let's keep watching this. I want to keep watching this. And I see exactly what John Adams is saying here. John Adams has made it very clear for this particular rumor. As for me and my house, we decline. That's John Adams' comment right there. Okay. All right. Because that right there, I wasn't feeling that either, John. And it's not, I mean, hey, we know that this is part of business. We know that these things happen. But at the same token, it's not, it wasn't a sexy enough deal for me. I see a comment from Cheryl. Amy Wizards will become a deeper team overall. Yeah, they'll definitely have a deeper bench. That's for sure. But I'm really, really anxious to see how this goes with the new coaching staff, right? We've been talking about this for a very long time, that this was one of the things that was an issue. It came down to coaching, and we've seen this with multiple players. So let's see now what happens with the change in coaching. I absolutely see the originator's comment as well. It just isn't a good trade. Bottom line, it doesn't make the team better. So, hey, there you have it. There you have it there. And another thing, still got a Wizards update. Another Wizards update, you all. Okay, bear with me. Another Wizards update. So a week from today, what do you know? It's the NBA draft. The NBA draft. I'm like, oh my goodness. Where's the time going? Where is the time going? Listen, it just crept up on us. It really did. I was kind of like, what? Now I'm going to try to do something. I want to post the list of what was on NBA.com just a couple hours ago of who the Wizards are being predicted to draft at number 15. This list might look a little blurry. If the list looks a little blurry, then we're going to be like, scrap the list. Okay, but this is the list. It looks a little blurry to me, but hey, I mean, ESPN has the Wizards taking Isaiah Jackson, CBS Sports. I can just name this because this is like super blurry to me. Let me just name this because it's super blurry. So ESPN has the Wizards taking Isaiah Jackson from Kentucky. CBS Sports has the Wizards taking Chris Duarte from Oregon. We also can see Moses Moody from Arkansas. Another from NBA DraftNet saying Chris Duarte from Oregon. Corey Kispert, another name that's coming up from The Athletic and from Yahoo Sports. That would potentially, and he's from Gonzaga, that would potentially be a draft pick for the Wizards. The Bleacher Report is saying Trey Murphy from Virginia. Do you all have any feedback, any thoughts on who you all think the Wizards should be taking at 15? Anybody. So listen, I don't even look. I'm just going to watch the draft. You know, the Wizards are having an event down at the arena. So I can post that information as well and find that for you all. I do not have it right here on hand, but the Wizards actually will have quite a few events this summer. So got to check and see and read up about these players, because quite frankly, I was like, hey, look, I don't know. I'm just being honest with you all. With everything that you got to keep up with you know, just the season, and then with coaching, like Tyrone, I see your comment here. It's hard to call it. It's absolutely hard to call this one. I can't call it. I absolutely can't call it. And yes, to Cameron, your question, yes, they are having a draft event. They're having a draft party next Thursday. So we'll get that information posted. Should be a slamming, rocking good time. So More to come. That's next Thursday. I think the draft starts at 8 or 9 or so. It's so much going on in sports. This is when it gets really fun, right? This is when it gets really fun. Really, really fun. Because you also know, right, that next week this time, it'll be training camp. It will be training camp. Washington football fans, check in. Washington football fans, let us know that you are here. Let us know that you are watching. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Are you in the building? Washington football fans. And CWall, Chaplin, Mazdak, Merrick has checked in, letting us know that he's here. Tina Moore, Damon, I saw you check in. John Adams, Cameron Mingo, all of the above. Everybody here, right? Everybody here. Everybody here. Cam, everybody's getting super excited. I'm seeing all the comments coming in, all of the good and great excitement. It's just can't wait. I see you, David. Hello to you as well. Everybody's going to be in the building next week, outdoor building or virtual building. So we'll see how all that goes. But let me just share this. Make sure it's a couple different things, a couple different updates before we get into it, because I absolutely want to talk about football. Couple things. Make sure if you're not already, make sure you have CWall Sports on all your social media outlet platforms. Make sure you have the notifications set on. Make sure the notifications are set. We will be increasing the coverage, so you all may be seeing me more than just on a Thursday. Might just be popping in and popping out on the live and sharing information that's coming out of camp, sharing news and updates. They will be in Richmond just for 4 days. So as we've talked about before, and I'm sure you've seen it online, for 4 days next week, next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Wednesday and Thursday, they will not be in pads. Friday and Saturday, they will be in pads. On Sunday, the team comes back from Richmond. On Monday, August the 2nd, the team resumes practice in Ashburn. Okay, I just gave you all a lot of feedback right there. I know earlier Tina Moore commented about August the 6th. August the 6th, the team is doing a Friday Night Lights type of practice at FedEx Field. You can get your free ticket online. So get your free ticket if you want to go out there. They're letting 20,000 fans in. So if you good with that and you good with being around all the people, that's your place to be. Friday Night Lights type of practice at FedEx Field. It will probably, I'm sure, to be a slamming good time. For certain, a slamming good time. Okay, so listen. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this. This is what I want to talk about. The news that came out today that the NFL informed clubs that if they cannot reschedule a game due to a COVID outbreak among unvaccinated players, the team with the outbreak has to forfeit and be credited with a loss for playoff seeding. Okay? All right? You got to forfeit the game if you have an outbreak among unvaccinated players. And then more here. The team responsible for the canceled game because of an outbreak among unvaccinated players and staff will be responsible for financial losses and subject to potential discipline from the commissioner. Listen here. They said we sick of it. We are sick of this. Okay? Get vaccinated. They was trying to be nice. They were trying to be nice. They were trying to be very patient. And they said, listen, we're not playing with y'all no more. Okay? We're not playing with y'all anymore. Get vaccinated. We sick of it and we tired of it. I was like, ooh. Now, here's the thing. While Washington was lacking in the vaccinations just a couple of weeks ago, when it was first noted, the Colts and the Washington football team were still under 50%. Just a couple of weeks ago, we're talking about a Washington football team that was looking at like 30-something% players vaccinated. In that 2 weeks, 3 or so weeks period of time, more players have been vaccinated. They're over the 50% threshold. They're over 50% now. So now there are not any teams in the NFL that are under 50%. Okay? So they're over 50% now. Good for Washington, but they still have some ways to go. They absolutely still have some ways to go. Ron Rivera had already shared previously that the coaching staff, all of the coaching staff, they're all vaccinated. They're all fully vaccinated. So I'm willing to bet that the player vaccinations will absolutely increase. They will soon have teams at the 85% threshold. Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm like, well, even if they make it to the 85% threshold, right? If an unvaccinated player still, comes up with COVID and an outbreak arises, that means these rules still apply. So what they're looking for is full vaccination. That's what they're doing here. They want them all get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. Hey, listen, I'm with it. I don't know. So get it. Hey, listen, the NFL has spoken. All right. Take note. When the NFL, when I told y'all, what was that? A couple weeks ago, when the NFL speaks and they have spoken, of course, there will be continued conversations about this because, hey, listen, some of the players are not happy about this. They feel like this is their choice. This is what they want to do, right? It's a lot at stake. It's a lot at stake. They're opening everything back up. Yes. Now, let me be clear. There are different, even from a media perspective, there's absolutely tiers of access, right? So not everything will be, with, direct touch with the players and all of that. Of course, all of the fan engagement. Yes, you can be at the game, but it's not going to be the same level of fan engagement that it was pre-pandemic, right? There's still many, many rules in place. So I had to bring this up because they're not playing. They're not playing. You got a forfeit. Ooh, what? And you got forfeit and you got to pay for it. Listen, I see your comment, Tyrone, about player fines. That's more than player fines. That's way more than player fines. That's big. So I'm anticipating that the numbers will jump. The numbers of vaccinated players will jump quite rapidly. They'll probably be close to 100%. And that's what they want. The NFL wants that good press. Let's be clear. They want that good press of, hey, look, our clubs are 100% vaccinated. Our clubs are doing what they need to do to keep the masses safe, to keep each other safe, to keep their families safe. They want that. They want that good press. So it remains to be seen, but we already know those numbers are going to spike real soon in a good way to vaccination, increased vaccination rates. But like I said, in a week or so, we'll be all in on training camp. We'll see. We'll be covering training camp quite a bit. I'll be popping in online and sharing news, sharing information. Sherrod will be going full speed ahead with his articles And we're just going to be in y'all news feeds a lot because football season is approaching and we're absolutely excited about it. So, you all, we have concluded and gotten through another episode of Coaching from the Couch. Can you believe it? We got through another episode. And if we're really, listen, and now I have to put, again, this is a moment of spirit of transparency, right? So we were going through the episodes, right? We're going through the episodes. So this episode is episode 135. We've done 135 of these shows. Talking to you all, talking sports, doing the whole rundown. This is not including interviews with players and all of that. This is just strictly Thursday night, 7:30 show. So thank you all so much for tuning in like you always do. I appreciate you all so much. Mazdak put a very great comment here. And before we sign off, this is why I just love my CWall team. Make sure you wear your CWall gear. When you go to training camp, and you go and you check in and at Bon Secours camp in Richmond, make sure you wear your CWall gear. You can wear your Washington football gear too, but wear your CWall gear. Tag the location, tag the CWall page, and just make sure you do that. And then you'll find out why after you do that. I'm always full of surprises. I like stuff like that. So we got to thank Maz for that update. Make sure you wear your CWall gear. Okay? All right, everybody. So listen, here's to another week of Coaching from the Couch. You all be blessed. Stay safe. And I will see you all next week.